Hi guys, this is Jay, and I just have a little bit of an update that I'd like to talk with you guys about for the channel. Yeah, I haven't been posting as many videos lately, and there's a reason for that. I know I've been trying to figure out some stuff with channel organization, but lately it's been getting a little bit more complicated for that because, as some of you may know, I am also currently in production with a small team, and we're working on an animated series that will hopefully be debuting on YouTube later this year. Well, it's turning out to be quite a bit of work, and so I've been devoting quite a bit of time to figuring that out as well. And unfortunately, it has been cutting into my recording time just a little bit, and I haven't been able to get as much done as I normally can. So, I need to keep working on this animated series, but that does mean I'm going to have to cut back a little bit for the channel. Hopefully it won't be a long-term thing, just a temporary thing until I learn how to better balance working on this series and working on stuff for the channel. But also, one of the things that has been an ongoing problem is that I'm not really sure where to focus my attention. We have a lot of series, and to keep up with all of them is pretty difficult, in all honesty. If you guys have just a moment at the end of the video, please go make sure you check out the poll that I've included in the description, because I don't think it's going to be too difficult for me to focus on all these series. That doesn't mean I'm going to be stopping them, but I want to know where you guys are in this, because for a while Niche was really popular, and now maybe it's a little bit less so, and I just want to know what you guys are thinking about all of this, and where you want to see me focus my attention. Because, again, I've said this many times, this channel is for you guys, so I want to know what you guys want to see. Is it more Niche? Is it more Wolf Quest? Is it Shelter 2? Untamed? We have a lot of series. We have even more than that. And I put all the ones that I saw in my playlists as options there. And if you have just a few moments, it would be nice if you could go vote on that. And just let me know what you guys are interested in seeing, so I can kind of know where to focus my attention. Again, that doesn't mean I'm going to be stopping any of the series. All of them will come back at some time or another. I think the one that's the most up in the air at the moment is Dog Sled Saga, because that one we had some game problems, and as far as I know, they have not been fixed. So, unless that gets fixed, we really can't continue with that one, but if that does get fixed, then we will jump back in at some point to that too as well. But I just want to know what you guys think in terms of series, what you guys like to see. You'll notice not all my series are listed. That's because I record different series differently, so some, like Minecraft Story Mode, I sit down and I just record a whole bunch all at once, and then I release them one episode at a time. Others I record daily, so it's mostly the daily series that I'm concerned about here, because it's quite a bit of time every day to sit down and record. At least a half hour for one video, if not more. Depending on if I'm doing a bunch. I used to do 3 or 4, and that would take quite a bit. So it gets to be a little bit too much. And I want to know what you guys would like to see, because especially as we start getting to the actual production of this animated series, we've actually started the animation process, and right now I'm the main animator. So that's kind of why it's all of a sudden taking up so much more of my time. But until I start getting that more started out, I'm going to be focusing mostly on one series per day, probably 1 or 2 videos a day. And that I just want to know what you guys think about that. The other thing I want to say is, I know we haven't had the Robin Nest Diaries for a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be putting up the next episode of that. The trouble with that is I have about 3 hours of footage that I have to go through and edit. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that today, probably, after I record Niche and stuff. But that is why we haven't had that up either. But I'm going to put up potentially the last episode of that. We don't know yet. But I'm keeping an eye on what's going on with the nest, and I'll explain it more in the video. But we should have that pretty soon. So, but don't worry, I didn't suddenly lose that series for whatever reason. It's just a lot of footage to edit, and that takes a concerted time chunk for me, and it's sometimes hard to come by those time chunks. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in knowing more about the animated series too, I may try to do a video on that and kind of explain it a little bit more. I know a lot of you guys have been interested in it. And it is something that I'm hoping to put out later this year. We don't have a set release date, but we are hoping for an end of summer release, which is why I'm having to work so much on it recently. And with that in mind, I do still want to keep making videos for the channel. I'm definitely not going to give up on JayPlays, but I do have other things that are competing for my time now as well. So it's just, again, it's just a thing about how do I balance my time, and I want to be doing what you guys want to see. That's a lot of the reason why I didn't stream on Sunday, was I just had stuff going on and I was working on animation stuff. I'm probably going to cut back on my live streaming too, because while it is really enjoyable, it takes a lot of time. I have to sit down for 2 or 3 hours. It does start to hurt my voice. And so it gets to be just a little bit too much. And I'm trying to cut back in ways that will not hinder the channel. So the way this poll is going to work is I'm just going to take a look at what the top choices are. I'm only allowing 1 vote per person, but you can always put in the comments some of your other series if you want to rank the series in order of I like this one the best, and then this is my next favorite. From there, if you want to do that, that's totally fine. In fact, I would even encourage it, because it'll give me a great chance to kind of tell where exactly your guys' interest is. This does not mean that I'm only going to continue one series. It does not mean that I'm only going to continue the series that wins. I probably will continue multiple series, but I'll probably just start doing them on different days. So lately we've had daily niche, and I've been focusing almost entirely on niche. WolfQuest has had some stuff going on in the background, and the other reason I want to have this poll is because if you guys aren't as interested in WolfQuest, I may cut back on how much effort I'm putting into it. As in, we might not have episodes quite as frequently, like we might go on a couple months hiatus every now and then, or we might have it at certain times of the year. I don't know. I did not expect this channel to go this long term, so I'm kind of at the point where I don't really have a plan for what I'm doing, and I'm trying to develop that plan now that I kind of know how things are going to work. But it doesn't mean I'm just going to continue with one series. I will be continuing with multiple series, but what it'll probably be is instead of niche every day, maybe we'll have, say, niche on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe WolfQuest on 2 of the days, and Shelter 2 on the other days, and it just all depends on what you guys want to see. So I'm probably going to switch from doing these series any series daily to switching off between series over different days of the week. Anyway, I've kind of gone on a little bit. If you guys have any more questions, you can ask them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. Make sure you do check through the comments to see if your question has been asked before, so I'm not having to answer things multiple times. And again, sorry for the trouble this channel has been having with continuing on. I really do want to try and get things up and running more stable again. It's just, again, it's a matter of me having to figure out how the heck I'm going to balance my time. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to go vote in the poll. It only takes a few seconds, and it really helps me know what I'm doing with the channel. And I will see you guys next time. But until then, thank you all for watching, and this is Jay, over and out.